Hi, welcome everyone. It's Lavender Sky Panther with you on Friday, July 19th, 2024 for a fun little card reading today. And I'm going to jump right into it. There are going to be three groups. This is a general reading for the collective. We're going to pick by, you can either pick by number when I say 1, 2, or 3, or looking at these crystals, we have Amazonite on the left is group number 1. This beautiful magenta stone in the middle is group 2. I'm not calling it out by name because I think it's a dyed crystal of some sort, but it's still pretty nonetheless. Got good energies. And then group 3 is going to be on the right is Peacock ore. Now these three crystals literally almost hit me in the head as I was pulling things out of my spiritual cabinet there to pull the cards out, the card decks and stuff. And so they clearly wanted to be a part of this reading. So did this abalone shell, so I put that in there. And then right with that called to me this, what's it called? Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle Cards deck. That's going to be a bonus card pull. Now, there are the three decks, and since I don't have a tripod, I went ahead and flipped the cards over already for group 1, and we'll just go by group. You'll just see me kind of flipping them over old school style since I don't have a tripod, but that's no big deal. We still get the job done. And the color blue seemed kind of prominent with the abalone shell and the mermaid's deck. And then down here, off camera here, I've got some incense burning, and it is, if it will focus, I don't know if it will, there we go. It is called Blue Lotus, so maybe that has a significant meaning for some of you out there. All right, so let's get started with group 1. I'm going to read a trio, the cards as a trio, so we have three different decks here. So we've got a beautiful deer, very soulful, very serene looking deer, I'd say. And there's a blue sphere or circle or object behind the deer. Since there's a lot of water already, presenting with the setup on this, I'd say that maybe it's got some good water energies. These little things in the background almost look like teardrops, or water droplets, in the background and the texture there. It could also have some other meanings. See what jumps out to you. It could be like a blue moon if somebody is clicking in with that energy. And I believe the full moon is going to be on Sunday the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, the overall message here is intuition, okay? Then we have number 9, tell the truth. It's a little somber, but also has a little bit of life to it, so we'll see what this is all about. She's sitting here. She's got blue in her skirt, which is noteworthy, the blue theme. And she has not set anything to paper in this moment yet. So again, blue and blue, and we get into blue here too in the third card. This is a beautiful crystal grid oracle deck. And let's see, we have number 3, communication, and I think that's pronounced Choquette. All right, so we'll look at all three together, and I think this reading in general, it's probably going to be pretty simple and straightforward, so especially with group 1 presenting here. So clearly, since we've got blue aligns with the throat chakra, they say, so for communication, and we even have it outright, communication here on the third card. We also tell the truth, which is about communication, and even the intuition is about tapping into your inner self, getting your guidance from your source or higher self, or wherever you want to tap into, ancestral energies, angelic teams, whatever you tap into, or just that inner knowing, if you just think about your heart space, and it brings you right there. So it's about intuition, and I think in this case, to me, the way the deer is kind of looking off, it's about kind of, I think, deciding, which way to go with that intuition. Like, is the intuition telling you to go one way or the other? So since this is a general reading, tell the truth can mean a lot of things to a lot of you out there. So I'm just going to tap into my own intuition, and I have asked, what does this group need to hear today? And so I'll just, pull it from there. But obviously, when you look at these cards, you may also be getting your own little hits of, intuition on it. So for the overall, I'll just say I'm getting that telling the truth has to do with going inside on something, and it's really about telling the truth to yourself. She's sitting there, and she's not writing anything down. She's actually seems very reflective, almost meditative, in a meditative state, and in stillness and in calm and in quiet. And so what I'm getting for the tell the truth is just a strong message to tell yourself the truth, be totally honest with yourself and with God, or some people like to say source, just love with a capital L, spirit, universe, whatever you want to say, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, doesn't matter. Whatever that all that is love that you look to, go to that place and be honest with it. And so tell yourself, between yourself and God, I'm just going to reference God, get quiet and just say, hey, God, here's my honest to goodness truth on something. And it's a matter of getting it out, communicating it out. So in this case, there's nothing on the paper. So it's more like, in this case, just a meditative process. It can be even just kind of a telepathy between you and God, just saying it in your heart space, inside, very quiet like. It could be speaking it out, but you're alone in a room, wherever you are. And it doesn't mean that you don't write it out, but it's almost like it's nothing that needs to be written and shown or found or discovered by somebody else. This is an inside job, and it's between you and God. And when you get very clear, it can be your deepest fears, your worries, your concerns. It could be your deepest joys or wishes that you think might seem silly to the outside world. It might be regrets or guilty feelings. Whatever it is, get your truth out. Say it out loud. Or when I say out loud, it can be spoken. But out loud can also be very loud, just with telepathy, okay? And just thinking a thought, in thinking it, telling God, okay? And what I think is that, or what I'm getting from this is that once you do that, then there will be, still a calm. You might have a sense of a liberation, to the right. We have the energies, are looking off with the deer, going internal in the center. And then this one, everything's radiating out. It's almost like once you do that, things will look brighter, when she opens her eyes, because I think they're closed right now. Things are brighter and more beautiful, and things look more rosy. We're getting away from some of this more somber energy, behind her. Things will start to look like the sun will come out. Things will be shining. And then, a burden is lifted. Things feel a little heavy here off in the corner. Whereas when the truth comes out, truth sets you free. Things are illuminated and things look a little more crystal clear and have a happier, much lighter vibe to them. So that's all I'm getting for group 1. And now we're going to move on to group number 2. And group 2, I'm just going to center on this while I set up your pile. As I told group 1, I'm kind of doing this old school way. So bear with me. Don't have the tripod, but we'll still get things done. And I'm going to flip your cards over now. There are going to be 3 cards. And actually, I forgot to tell group 1 at the very end, I'll pull the bonus cards for each group. Okay, so 3 cards are set up. We're going to look at each one individually, and then we'll look at all 3 together. So this is a beautiful card, and it is one that says protection. So we have kind of this statue, but it almost looks like it could be living, like a living, moving being. Okay, and we've got this sphere above that looks alive and very magical, with good energies coming off of it. Then we have number 6, celebrate you. And we have kind of like a masked ball. And, actually this is very apropos to your crystal selection, if you went by crystals, because we've got the magenta colors and energies there. Very celebratory. And it is saying, celebrate you. And look, she's got nothing to hide. She's like, ta-da, it's me. Surprise kind of thing. And it's almost like now she's about to, burst into song or dance, so that's a very happy spirit of celebrating you and yourself, okay? And then whether or not these people in the back are or not, doesn't matter. She looks like very content and happy in her own world, doing her own thing. And, when at a party, dance, right? Don't need to be a wallflower. Get out there and celebrate. All right, now the 3rd card is from the Crystal Grid Oracle deck, and it's very pretty. Nice arrangement. And we have number 26, Protection Black Tourmaline. So 26 can also be number 8 if you're tracking numbers. And how funny. We've got protection and echoed again in protection. So what's interesting is we've got kind of more somber, still beautiful colors. The color palette is very uncanny with these 2 different decks with protection and protection. So it's funny, I'm going to use the term not in a negative sense, but it's like this card is like railroaded or boxcarred in by 2 cards saying protection in a very beautiful way. It's not like a urgency of protection, like you're threatened or anything. It's just like You are totally protected, so feel free to be the glorious, authentic you that you are and really celebrate yourself. And maybe this is a call for some of you, if you're really, worried about money and always thinking about that and kind of feeling like you're in lack. Do something to celebrate yourself and without even thinking about money. So obviously there are plenty of ways to celebrate yourself without spending a dime or a coin. But this is almost saying like, be luxurious, do something really nice for yourself, even if you think it's a little risky or you don't know for sure if the money will be there, or at least go there in your dreams, or take a little mental vacation, daydream. See yourself where your optimal setting and wearing the optimal outfit, whatever you love, and especially the color that you love. Imagine in your mind's eye the whole setting and who might be in the room or not, wherever you're going and celebrating. Or if you're just on a trip, traveling or whatever you're doing, really get into feeling of fun, especially if you don't feel like you can actually physically do it in that moment. We can take a lot of little mental celebrations, like daydream celebrations, as much as you want, and change it up as much as you want. But I think, again, this is so overwhelmingly saying that you are protected. So if you were even thinking about, gosh, I want to do this, but it seems a little bit lavish, I don't know if I can do it, get into the spirit of saying, hell yeah, heck yeah, I'm worth it and I deserve it and I'm going to celebrate myself, so go the little extra mile. Do something for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to give you flowers. Go buy your own flowers. Buy whatever you want. Buy a beautiful arrangement. That kind of a thing. And don't worry about it. She's got this long train. She's got a mask. She's got bows in her hair. She's got all the bells and whistles. She's not walking into this room just like wearing a simple t-shirt and, and pants. She's celebrating. She's got trim on that dress. Probably hand embroidery with pearls or diamonds on it, right? You are worth it. You deserve it. Celebrate yourself. You'll be protected in what you do. Now, celebration doesn't mean like in excess, and I'm just putting my own little spin on it. Doesn't mean get yourself into trouble or do things that are low vibed. Yes, low vibe meaning alcohol and, drugs and other things. No, it doesn't mean a low vibrational celebration. It means a colorful, happy one, and keep it high vibed. Okay, that's for whoever that is. Hopefully that means something to you. And we're going to move on to number 3. Okay, group number 3. I'm just focusing here a bit. Not focusing, but hovering the camera here a bit until I set up your cards. As I mentioned with the other groups, kind of doing this old school way. We'll still get the job done, but I don't have the tripod, so that's how I do it. Okay, you're going to have 3 cards, and I'll do the bonus card at the end for each group. I meant to do it after each one, but I missed it, so we'll do it at the very end, but for each group. Okay, so now we're going to look at 3 individual cards, and then we'll look at them all together. So we've got this happy, happy card. We've got stars, rainbows, beautiful puffy white clouds, and it says golden ticket. Your overall message there is opportunity, like your golden opportunity. The second card is a 55 or a number 10, which also could be 1, and it says thank God. And we've got a beautiful palm tree, and we've got this person who looks like, they've made a signal fire, wanting to be rescued off of this, deserted island, looks like, and a ship is coming. A ship is coming in, has seen the signal, and God has heard the prayers, so thank God. Then we have another card, beautiful crystal grid deck here. And this little arrangement has beautiful aqua colors in the background. Number 14, which can be a number 5, says deep healing, azurite, and malachite. Okay. And actually, this beautiful aqua colors, turquoise colors, remind me of the colors that would be present here in this deserted island, tropical island here. Okay. All right. So now we're going to look at all 3 together. And so we have golden ticket, golden opportunity. I think, you've got, what I'm getting for your group is you've got lucky stars above you, no matter where you go. Even if you don't, see it or feel it, it's just, wherever you're going today or this weekend, this week, just get into that feeling. If you're not there already, that you have a lucky star above you. That can, for others, mean like you just know and trust your divine spirit team is there, has got your back, your front, your left, your right, all over, got you covered. Your guardian angelics, your guardian angel, you've got all of that. Luck is on your side, energy, lucky star above you, lucky star with you wherever you go. We've got if that's not enough, you've got like a beautiful arcing rainbow above you too. The pot of gold is there. In this case, they have it, instead of a little pot of gold with a leprechaun, it's in form of a ticket. So maybe you've got a lucky ticket out. Like, I'm just feeling like you're way out. Maybe you're like exiting into a much better, scenario. Like this guy over here, he's exiting into a hopefully better scenario when he gets on that ship and gets off this island, right? And maybe it's going to take, to get to that golden opportunity, it's there. It's like ready for the taking, but maybe it takes a little bit of time though to get to you. And why? Because maybe you need to do some deep healing. We could heal till the end of time. I know everyone talks about doing shadow work or doing your inner child work or healing, loving that inner child, that type of thing. That could all be part of this. And so maybe but I feel like you've probably done a lot already, but maybe there's just a little bit more to release. I'm not talking about a lot, but, I've just noticed, like, if a personal story example, I've had to do a lot of cleaning and clearing for loved ones who have passed. And, when you're closely connected, that work can be kind of difficult to do if you're doing it on your own. And it's sometimes easier to have a friend or others come in and help you sort to get things moving along. But in one case, I've done it where I've done it for somebody a little bit further removed. It was a little bit easier to do. And now I'm doing it where it's a little more personal. And I'll just say that, some weeks I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get this sorted and give to donations and do this and that. And it moves okay. And then other weeks it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't give this away. Oh no. Next day I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. And then the following day, no. And just because there's too many emotions attached to it. And it just takes time. And then the next week it's like, okay, now I'm ready to let that item go. And it's not, and I knew in my mind that I'm not going to keep the one given item, say, but it just really had close interconnection to the person who transitioned on. And it's like, oh, I can't part with that yet, right? But then eventually you get into that space. So I'm just feeling overall that, you do have this golden opportunity. It's sitting there, it's waiting there, it's not going anywhere. You've got lucky stars above you in the meantime. You probably have multiple other little golden opportunities coming your way. And there's a much bigger one, maybe. Tickets there for the grabbing. But you just may need just a little bit more time until you can cycle in and be ready to pick up a ticket. It's like there's, with a lot of shows and theaters, there's more than just one show available with your ticket, right? There's many other nights usually that this thing runs and airs. So maybe it's just a matter of, okay, you're not grabbing that ticket for like the grand opening of whatever's going on. You're going to, can grab it and go any other time. And what happens? Sometimes it's not always the best to go on the grand opening or opening night. Sometimes it's better to go on the closing night when the whole thing is at its seasoned run and you can appreciate it even more, right? And, again, a little message too of appreciation. Thank God. Yeah, sometimes you just got to fall to your knees. Now you can, again, I think I've said in another group, if you, aren't comfortable with God, call it universe, source, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever works for you, whatever is your higher power or something that is love and, is the love of all there is, whatever you, look to there. It's just a matter of like making that time to, even if you don't literally get down on your knees, but just get into a state of stillness and honor, like at least acknowledge your thanks, to that higher power, that greater thing. So that, more of these golden opportunities and lucky stars come your way because you're, even I think I've said it way back in a reading when I got this card. See how his hands, like what most people do when you pray, you put your hands together and you make this point, the actual like form of the prayer is like pointed, and that channels in energies into that point and down and through the body, right? So it's actually a very energetic and powerful practice to actually put the hands together and make that shape as you put the intention and giving thanks and appreciation to that, greater source of all there is, can just help bring things in a little bit more smoothly, maybe a little bit more quickly, although there's always a thing of divine timing. Don't put pressure on yourself. That healing is going to come at the right time. You're going to feel it click in and arrive, that you feel like, okay, I've arrived. I feel like I can now transcend whatever hurts and deeper things that have caused the harm. I'm ready to kind of transcend it. It may not be ever a time where I'm completely healed, but I feel in a good place where I can transcend it. And that will just take its own, divine timing, All right, that's all I'm getting there. So now we'll go to the bonus cards. All right, everybody, I'm going to center here while I'm just going to pull on the fly. Okay, 3 cards for representing the bonus cards. And let's just kind of do it this way. Okay, so yeah, right away I'll pull one here. I want to pull this one. And then let's do one of these. I think this one's jumping out at me. Okay, so these will represent, and I'm just going to read them all together. So whether or not you've selected group 1, 2, or 3, let's just kind of read all the bonus cards together this time. All right, so group 1, you have treasure chest, and it's a beautiful image. This mermaid looking in there, very magical treasure chest here. It says, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. So you know what? I'm just going to leave it on that energy. Look at this card. Feel like what it would feel like to be wonderfully surprised. And I love how there's something darn good in that chest. I mean, look at it's glowing. It's very magical. And I love the way that's open to interpretation. So is it just all shiny gold? Seems like something much more significant and more powerful than that. So I'm actually going to read it one more time. Get into that feeling of, wow, you just won it all. And, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. There you go. All right, that's it. I'm not saying anything else. Okay, and group 2, your bonus card is Divine Magic. And actually, this is the cover art of the whole deck. So you've got the magic of the moonlight, a magical fairy from inland, it looks like, and the mermaid sitting on the rock. Okay, and the message is, extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. So like group 1 here's bonus. Man, I'm just going to leave it at face value. And I'll read it one more time. You got the magic of not only moonlight, but the stars. We talked about in one of the groups about lucky stars all over you. I'm going to read it one more time and leave it at that. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. So there you go. You're surrounded by magical energy. Expect those miracles. And now we're going to move on to group 3. Your bonus card says, playtime. It's beautiful. Mermaid, dolphin, and more. Mermaids and dolphins here. So your message is, the dolphins know the importance of playing, as joy creates miracles and manifestation. So on this one, I think again, the emphasis is play and joy. So get into play today. Where I'm at, it is Friday. For others, it might be the weekend. Playtime says it all. Do something to play. All work and no play, what do they say? Makes you dull. So maybe drop the work. Maybe you're like, there's just too much, I can't. Yes, you can. Drop it, lighten the load, lighten up, and look to the light and play. Find something that makes you laugh, and just really, if you can't, play like an actual game with others, just find something that gives you that sense of lightness. Maybe even just change what you're wearing and the color of it. Get a lighter color, a happy color on if you don't have it already. The little things. Do anything you can to bring a sense of play into your life if you're not already. Okay? All right. Well, that's it for today. I wish you all tremendous peace and love. Lavender Sky Panther. Bye.